to make a bet. Well, Matt Ryan was on this list, and let me go back, and I'll give that to you, Mo Cheese, right now. Matt Ryan is 25-1 odds of winning the MVP award. So I'm just saying, it's very hard to do, and if you accomplish winning one, it's a tremendous feat. If you get two in your career, it's a tremendous feat. But to get back to back, you need a lot of things to work out. You need a lot of things to go right, for you. So I'm not sold on that. No, I'm not sold on that. He still can have a hell of a year, and he still can be one of the top quarterbacks in the league. But for him to go back to back, he has to actually match 50 touchdowns. 50 touchdowns, back to back. Mochi says, I'm definitely making a bet with those odds. Small, but why not? I saw someone else in here say something about Mr. Harper. Mr. Harper said exactly no way he wins back-to-back MVPs. It's almost impossible. That's all. I'm not downing Pat Mahomes or anything like that. I'm just saying what you're asking him to do is damn near impossible. And he already got the award, so he doesn't even need to be focused on that. I think he really needs to be focused on advancing them to the Super Bowl. You don't have to be MVP to get to the Super Bowl. We've seen that plenty of times. So, no, I'm not believing it. Pat Mahomes, I love it. I love watching him play ball, but I don't. I'm not going to put him down. Mr. Harper says, I'm taking Derek Carr at 100 to 100-1 odds. I got 5 on it. Well, Mr. Harper, I guess anything is possible. Indeed. Yeah, so, hey, why not? Why not? What's the worst you can lose? $5. Exactly. I'm sorry. So, what else we got? Oh, Teddy Bridgewater. So, Teddy Bridgewater was in the news basically talking about his decision to sit behind Drew Brees, and it gives him the opportunity to grow. And if anyone deserves the benefit of the doubt, if anyone, and here's the funny part, and I'm going to go to that in just a second, but if anyone deserves benefit of the doubt, to me, it's Teddy Bridgewater. I heard a lot of people, and granted, he won the Super Bowl, but I heard a lot of people criticize Nick Foles for still wanting to be a backup behind Carson Wentz and not wanting his own team after he had won the Super Bowl. Now, the New Orleans Saints, they could have very well been possibly on their way to winning the Super Bowl, if not for the pass interference call. But hey, it happened. Now, Drew Brees would have been the quarterback in that game, so it wouldn't have been the same scenario. But it does put a highlight, on your team more if they had won that Super Bowl. But a lot of people, were saying, Teddy was thinking about going to Miami. He had a meeting with him. He decided not to go. He went back with the New Orleans Saints. He took less money. And he didn't really get criticized for it. And I don't think he should have got criticized because I don't think Nick Foles should have got criticized for wanting to stay. He had a plan, and he worked out his plan, and it worked. And I think Teddy Bridgewater is the same way. He has a plan, and he's talking about growing. He's buying himself his time. He's looking, and here's the other thing. He's looking at Drew Brees. Drew Brees is 68 years old. Teddy Bridgewater still got time, and he's still got prime years left. He's not even 30. So Teddy Bridgewater got plenty of time to put his footprint in this game of football. Drew Brees is going to be leaving sooner than later. He is going to inherit Michael Thomas. He is going to inherit Alvin Kamara. He is going to inherit a pretty good defense. He is going to inherit a pretty nice offense. So why would he want to go to Miami at this point and play for a team that has a new coach and has question marks at wide receiver, at running back, at defense, at offensive line? And this is not, shots at Miami. This is what it is. They got a new coach. So they're trying to install a new culture. They're trying to install a new game plan. They're trying to put their whatever philosophy or culture that they want together. And he has that already established for him. And he can grow and he can move on from that. So I don't have a problem with that. Not at all. So Teddy Bridgewater, and I'm hoping this gamble pays off for him to a certain degree, because nobody wants you coming in here beating the Falcons at all. So you can go and beat them other teams.
Indeed.
Thank you, Lopan. And you can go beat them other teams in the NFC.
Indeed.
And you can go beat those other teams in the AFC.
Indeed.
But when it comes to coming to the ATL with them dirty birds, ain't nobody gonna be cheering for you, bruh.
Indeed.
Thank you, Lopan. Lopan got my back all the way from the ATL, man. I appreciate that.
Indeed.
Yeah. So, Bridgewater, hey, do you, man? All the success of the world until you play the Atlanta Falcons or the Detroit Lions, and I hope you lose. So, let's move on. And then we're going to head up north, actually on the eastern coast, and the Washington football team, Joe Theismann, former quarterback for Washington, was speaking about Dwayne Haskins, and he was talking about, and this is, rookie quarterback Dwayne Haskins, who got drafted 15th overall by Washington, but he was saying that he thinks Haskins needs to basically sit out the first year, and basically look at it as a red shirt, get himself ready, second year, it'll good to go. I actually agree with Joe Theismann on this. We just talked about a guy, and in no way am I saying he is this guy, so do not attack me when I say this, but we just talked about Pat Mahomes sitting there his rookie year, playing one game at the end of his rookie year, and then he took over the second year, and then he just happened to be the MVP. Now, in no way am I expecting Dwayne Haskins to come into his second year and be MVP, but I would expect him to grow this year and be better from sitting. And I'm going to say this, the other difference is that Dwayne Haskins doesn't have what Pat Mahomes had this past year. He did not have a Kareem Hunt. It was an Adrian Peterson. He did all right, but he didn't have a Kareem Hunt for X amount of games before Kareem got himself in trouble. He didn't have a constant Pro Bowler in Travis Kelce, one of the best tight ends in the world. He has Jordan Reed, which has all the potential in the world, but he keeps running into injuries. Wide receiver, there's nobody like Tyreek Hill on their team. So, yeah, I agree with Joe Theismann on this. No need to rush this guy. He played at Ohio State. He had a really good career there in college football. Do not ruin him. Washington is in no way, shape, or form one player away from making some noise in the NFC East or the NFC at this point. They are still building. You're wanting this Darius Geis. You're hoping you get what you drafted for him in the second round last year, on this team. You do have a really good defense, with Washington. But I'm not going to say they're one quarterback away. at this point right now, no. I think they got some other questions that need to be answered. So, yeah, let them sit, let them learn, let them get better, let them grow, let them do whatever. Let them sprout little, angel wings or whatever that you need for football. I don't know, but he doesn't need to start this year. Football. So you listen to the Wait a Minute show with your man, Jelani J.B. Bodie. I want to get back into this basketball news. So before I do that, we're going to take another break, and then we'll come back from the break. We'll get into Andre Iguodala, his interview that just recently happened, and the Houston Rockets. There's trade rumors again with them. And I didn't say this earlier, and I'm sorry, I'm going to say it right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be handing out a Big L award. So you don't want to go anywhere for that. You don't want to miss that. That's going to be at the end. And then if you got anything else you want to say in the Wait a Minute chat room. So we'll be back after these words.
We don't take orders from super fools. We give them.
Give it to you. Any and all resistance will crumble. Nonsense. There's never been a threat Squad couldn't handle. It is the purpose of the Squad to align our infamous forces against the powers of good and defeat them, leaving us, the rulers of the world.
All music artists, lend me your ear. Looking for that hot beat to make your next hit? Go to FaroJaroMusic.com. Tired of paying for overpriced studio time for mediocre beats? Go to FaroJaroMusic.com. FaroJaroMusic.com offers industry-quality hip-hop, trap, R&B, and pop beats that will take your creativity to the next level. We know it's hard to find dope beats out there, so don't waste any more time searching YouTube or whack beat-selling websites. Go to FaroJaroMusic.com today to cop the beat for your next hit. Mixing and mastering services available too. Once again, go to FaroJaroMusic.com. That's FaroJaRO Music.com for the hottest beats in the game.
Yo, what's good? This is Trey Frazier on the staff. This is the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Make sure y'all tune in to us every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time.
Squad Network, the future of radio.
He's the brain of operations.
I'm telling you right now, book it!
And him, he's along for the ride.
Embiid!
But together, they bring you sports like you've never heard before. The Wait a Minute Show, a new way of discussing today's trending sports topics. And now, back to the show with your host, Jelani J.B. Bodie.
Embiid!
Indeed as well, Lopan. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And I want to jump back into the Wait a Minute show chat room before we continue. So I saw Mr. Hopper saying something else again. He was saying, Dwayne Haskins needs to be on the field by game 5, no later than Halloween. So I'm curious as why game 5, Mr. Hopper, because like I said before, I don't see Washington, going anywhere at this point. I don't think Jay Gruden's job is on the line. I do think, they are willing to wait to find out what they have in Haskins. I think they are willing to wait because of the situation that happened to Alex Smith, which is very unfortunate in how it happened. I just don't think there was a rush, on this. Something like Cleveland, for example, Tyrod Taylor got hurt, partially, on that. But I understand why they went to the switch to Baker Mayfield. I mean, you won one game in 2 years. At this point, you're willing to try anything. And they gave him, an extra month and a half, to